Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight for a video. I'm going to start this video which is going to list some of the stuff that I sold on my online shops. I'm going to preface the video with a request that one of my subscribers made, which was to elaborate on how I got started on online sales. And this request was made by Ms. Chapman, and I really appreciate your request and all of your comments that you make on the videos. I really appreciate you watching, as I do all of my subscribers. You are wonderful, and I really appreciate it. Anyway, the way I got started online sales is for many years, probably a good, my son's 32, so a good 30 years ago, I used to sell a lot at flea markets. And I got started at flea markets through a friend of mine who this was back when they had like these, what do they call them? They call them swap-a-ramas. And what people would do would just go and put a bunch of stuff in their trunk, open up their trunk, and like, here's my junk. You want my junk? I'll sell you my junk. That kind of a thing. I loved it. I love to sell. I love to buy. And I've always been an avid collector. I collected everything from dolls to jewelry, just everything. Ashtrays. I can't even, and of course, purses. And so I've always collected, so I always had an excess of stuff to go sell. And my friend one day said, hey, let's go sell at the Swap-a-rama. So we did, and I really liked making $100 in a couple hours. And so I was hooked. So I went every weekend to do that. And then the flea market started to change. They started to bring in a lot of imports and cheap Chinese toys and just a whole bunch of junk. It was not the same. I know there are still, if you guys know of any here in Texas, please let me know. I know there are still some type of flea markets like that, but they're few and far between, and I have never really found any good ones here in Houston. So if you guys know of any, please let me know. But anyway, back to the story. I used to do the flea markets a lot, and then I was sitting at a game one day with my buddies here in the neighborhood. We do women's night out, and we kind of play games. We play this game called Keno. And we were sitting around talking about how someone had been buying something on eBay, and then one of my friends mentions, well, I'm going to sell these videotapes, or I think it was videotapes or DVDs. I'm going to start selling the ones I have on, I'm going to sell these DVDs online. And everybody says, why are you going to sell them on eBay, when you can buy them anywhere, and, you can, nobody's going to want to buy them. And she says, no, eBay is really addicting. It's something that people do just out of habit, and so forth and so on. Okay, so that was one conversation. And then a few weeks later or prior, I was at my cousin's house, and her husband was talking about what he sells on eBay, and he sells fishing equipment, fishing rods, all kinds of things, and what he buys on eBay, and he buys a lot of Hawaiian shirts. He's a collector, and he just loves Hawaiian shirts. And he buys my cousin, his wife, a lot of Christmas collectibles. She collects Santas and just everything. She's got more Christmas stuff than I do, and I don't know if you guys have seen my videos, but I have a lot of Christmas stuff. So that's how that started. And then I remember having some Peter Max, a Peter Max clock that I knew was a collectible from the 60s, and I always liked it. And then it, for some reason, I just thought, I could probably sell that on eBay. Then my son showed me how to upload photos, because I had just a regular camera, and I didn't know how to upload photos. I didn't know any of that. And actually, I don't even think he showed me, because he's that type of man. He actually said, Mom, you should learn how to do this, because if I show you, if I tell you or whatever, you'll never get it. So just do it. Just start playing with the computer and learn how to upload photos, and then you can start selling on eBay. So that's what I did. And then Etsy came along. He actually told me about Etsy as well, and I had never heard of Etsy. And he said it's this niche type of market. You should put your knits, you should put all your hand knit stuff on there, and whatever, and your antique jewelry and clothes, and you'll do well, and so forth. So he turned me on to Etsy as well. And then I always knew about Amazon, because I used to buy my textbooks. As you know, I'm a late bloomer, and I started pursuing my degree and just earned it last year. So when I started buying textbooks, I started reselling them on Amazon as well. And that's how I got into Amazon. And so, yeah, that's the story, guys. It was long, and I know I drifted everywhere because that's just the way I am. But thanks for asking. I really appreciate it. But that's basically it. Oh, and I did record this video here so that you could see my hoard of a room, and or just this abyss that is my hoard. And that is another reason that I started to sell on eBay and that I loved it, was because I could not resist a bargain. I go to the thrift stores and I find these awesome things, and I was so thrilled, and I would give them to my sister, or I would give them to my mother. My mother does get excited, but my sister would just be like, oh, that's nice, but she wouldn't get excited about it, like, hey, you know, I just found this Prada bag for $1, how can you not, you know, jump up and down? And she's just not that way. Now she'll go to TJ Maxx and go crazy over, you know, what everybody else has, but anyway, that's another story. But so, and then when I would sell on eBay, it was a community. It was just fabulous. We would get, you know, feedback. Not only the literal feedback that you live for, but people would call, or rather, they would email you, and they would tell you, "I love this thing. It's beautiful," and send you thank you cards. And it was almost like an old-fashioned pen pal communication, and I really liked that as well. And just the thrill of selling something that I knew that I had scored, literally scored. And I mean, everything from, I mean, we can go on, and I know I've asked you guys before what were your best buys, but some of my best buys were incredible. You know, a fish that sold for over $60, a fish purse, got it for like 50 cents at a garage sale. Just happened upon an Anna Nicole bag that had her face on it. That sold for a lot of money as well. So anyway, long story short, guys, yeah, that was it. It's a hoard habit that I have. I've always been a collector. I've always loved the bargains. I cannot leave a bargain. It's just the thrill of the hunt, and when you get it and you're not going to leave it there, you don't care who it fits, what you're going to do with it. You know you have 5 lamps. You don't need 5 more, but you just can't buy. And that's another story, guys. I have a haul for you, which includes a fabulous lamp that I want you to see. So come back in a little while. I'm going to do another video. I'm going to probably be wearing the same thing because it's kind of late and I don't feel like changing. And I thought I would do it tonight. So, guys, come back and see that haul, okay? All right, guys, on to the sales. I sold these sterling silver, Mexican sterling silver earrings. They're big and they're hoops with eagles. I sold them for $20 on Etsy. I believe I bought them for probably $2. And then I also sold to the same customer a really cute gold tone costume jewelry necklace. It's, I believe, $10 is what I sold that for. And again, I probably only paid $1 for it. I did have that on Etsy for quite a long time. It finally sold. I was really happy to see that. Then I'm still doing really well on the video games. Some of these are selling, I think I told you last time, anywhere from $6 to $25 to $35. They're doing well. I sold a movie as well. And then I sold this book about bread making. This was in my haul, I believe. I think I paid $1.50 and I sold it for like $10 on Amazon. I also acquired this brand new game. It's a Wii action game. My friend is moving and she gave me a whole bunch of stuff she didn't want to take to her new house. Sold that for $25, $30 on Amazon. So it was a good week, guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.